In today's video, I'm going to be making a card for a special lady. So this lady I've never actually met, but she has in the past bought Stampin' Up supplies from me, but she regularly supports me through Buy Me a Coffee. So I honestly felt that it was the least I could do and try to make her a special card just for her. So I'm going to be using the Joyful Life stamp set, and I'm going to be using the bear on the bicycle with the little rabbit in the front who's like smiling away there. I just think this is just an adorable kit, and the greetings that are in it are friends like you make life a joy, a little something for a great person, season's greetings for you. And then in addition to the bear and the rabbit, you've got the pig with the glasses and the little coffee cup, which I think would be great on the front of a gift card holder, especially if you were giving, say, like a Costa or Starbucks or something like that gift card. And then you've got this hedgehog with the little apron and a bowl of, I'm not quite sure what they are actually, apples, cherries, I'm not really sure. A bowl of something anyway, and it's got a little holly leaf in it. Then there's some falling leaves and there's some little like kisses. So I've not made this card. I've just sort of overnight been trying to think what I would like to do. So I've stamped this image in Memento Tuxedo Black because I know that I want to be colouring in with some of my alcohol blends. And I've got the card lined up on my ScanNCut, so I'm going to get the ScanNCut to fussy cut it for me. Then I'd like to use the thanks embossing folder, and this is a 2-folder set. One of them has thanks in all different languages and the other one says hello. So I've just grabbed a piece of white card. I might not end up using it this big, I'm not sure yet, but this is, I think it's about 3 3/4 by maybe 5 3/4, something like that. It's just out of my pre-cut cardstock box that I keep in my drawer. And I've put it into the folder and I've just embossed. So that's what I've done so far. And then I've brought out the gingerbread and peppermint 6x6 designer series paper pack, which is lovely, I love it. And I'm thinking that this side's got all these little different bells and baubles and things, but on the other side there's this plaid, and I'm thinking that I'd like to use that. So the colours in this pack are cinnamon cider, early espresso, old olive and real red. So I've pulled out real red and old olive because I've been using cinnamon cider quite a bit recently. So my thinking is that what I might do is make a base card in the red using these and maybe a little bit of old olive, and then see how I go with my die cut bear and maybe, you know, anything else that I might want to add on. I'm not really sure. As I say, I've kind of got an idea in my head and I've pulled out the colours, but I've not made the card. So I thought that I would just turn the camera on and bring you along with the process. Now, in this gingerbread and peppermint suite, there are dies and there's a border. So I'm thinking I might do the border as well. I don't know whether I'll use it or not, but I'm going to grab the border die and die cut it and just see if I want to use it or not. So I'm just going to bring in my mini Stampin' Emboss machine, grab my plates. So I think I'll cut it in white, red and green. As I say, don't know whether I'm actually going to use it, but we'll see. I've not cut this border at all before, so I've no idea really what it's going to look like. It's actually really pretty. Let me just get it out of here and see. That's lovely actually. So I'll cut it in red and I'll cut it in green as well. So there it is in the green, and most of the little fiddly bits drop out on their own. There's just a couple of stray ones here, but again, I'm just pressing them with my finger and they're dropping out. So that's it in green. I think I'll do my base card in red. So this is real red. And this is UK A4. So I'm going to cut it down to 4 1/8. And I think I will take it down. So UK A4 is like 11 3/4. I'm going to take it down to 11 1/2 because I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing any layering or anything yet. And sometimes it just makes working your layers out for your calculations a lot easier. So that's 11 1/2. So I'm going to score it in half now. So that will be at 5 3/4. Hopefully that's right. And I'm just going to use my scoring blade just because I've got my trimmer out. Saves me getting my Simply Scored out. I'm going to get my bone folder, fold this over and burnish it. Now, what I was thinking was maybe putting a piece of the embossed section on the bottom with a piece of the pattern paper on top of it and layering that onto the front of the card. And actually, if I just stick that on there, that's actually not a bad size and I can trim this down. I'll bring in some wet glue, and this designer series paper was literally just a scrap that I pulled out of the packet. So if I place that on the edge and on the top and then smooth that down, and then this is now, what did I say this was, 5, this is 5 3/4. So if I cut this down to 5 1/2, let's see how that will look. Get rid of that. So I think that's kind of going to sit on there quite nice. I could actually take it down a bit more because the border on the top and the bottom looks bigger than the border on the left and right. So let's take this down another, what if I just said that is 5 1/2. So I'll make it 5 1/4. As I say, I've not made this, I just kind of had the idea. That looks better actually, like that. And then what I was thinking was to just maybe put a strip of card across here, which I could do in Granny Apple Green. Let's cut a 1/2 inch strip. This could maybe go across that join. And then I could, let's bring in one of these, maybe put a bit of border, maybe another piece of designer series paper. Let's have a look what we've got in. Quite like the green stripes. Let's cut a piece of this and see. I might do this at 3/8. So I think I want to put the green across, so I think I'm going to stick the green down anyway, and then we'll see how we go with the other layers. I'll stick that over the join, maybe put that there, like so. Then I can trim that off. Then I'm thinking maybe a piece of this, and I might flag the end. So I'm going to cut up about 1/4 inch. And then just cut up from the side to that point. And I can't actually see what I'm doing. So I'm thinking maybe something like this. And then maybe a bit of the border, just to add a bit of extra kind of dimension maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking, to be honest. And then all that would go on the front of the card, And then I need my actual bear. So I'm just going to put that on one side for now, along with the other 2 pieces of border, and just see what I think once I've cut the bear. Okay, so I've got, as I say, I've already stamped my image. I've stamped it twice actually, just in case I messed up. And I'm just going to do a direct cut and get the machine to put an outline around the outer edge for me. So I'm going to go to the machine. I'm going to go to Scan, Direct Cut, temporarily save the memory into the machine and say Start. Okay, I'm going to say OK, drag in the handles just to isolate my 2 little bears. So I just want to make sure that it's not going to pick up any other cut lines from my mat. And I'm going to say OK again. I'm going to say offset 0.04 and see what I actually get, because it's picking up, there's a couple of like little marks on this stamp set that are not attached to the image, and it's picking those up, so I'm not sure what I'm actually going to get, but I'll press start and see. Okay, so what it's doing, it's trying to cut the little extra bits that are on this stamp that, well, they're part of the stamped image, but they're not what I want. So I'm stopping the machine and I'm going to unload the mat, because from what I can see, it's cut around the whole of the bear anyway. So I'll show you what I mean on the stamp set. So on the stamp set, can you see these 2 little lines here? So it's picked up on those and it's tried to cut those out individually. So that's why I've stopped the machine. So I'm just going to just bend my mat to hopefully release this from the mat. Just be careful because there's that tiny little pedal on the bottom. So I'm not sure how well you'll see this on my mat, but it's tried to cut those 2 lines. So I'm just going to get the mat out of the way. And this one, it's actually even picked up its whiskers on its face, so it's cut into those, so I can't use that one, but this one looks okay. So I'm going to colour in my little bear. I'm going to bring in my blends. Now, for my bear, I'm going to colour the bear in light crumb cake. So I'm just going to start to just colour this. And I just think this is a really nice stamp set, but I am a bit of a sucker for the cute animals. Might not be, you know, the best colouring because I can't get my head right in the camera. So we've got the bear. I need to colour his little hand there on the handlebar. I'm going to colour his jumper in green, I think. I don't know if I want the red. There's quite a lot of red on the front of the card, isn't there, on the base card and everything. So I might go with green for his jumper, unless I give him a red collar. Let's have a look at that. So I've got, what have I got? Light real red. So if I maybe colour the collar on his jumper in red. And for anybody that might be new to Stampin' Up products, our Stampin' Up blends are alcohol markers. So you don't see any, you know, like scribble lines, and they dry more or less instantly. And they come with a brush tip end, a bullet end, sorry, and a brush tip end, so for bigger areas. So it was the brush tip end I used on the crumb cake, and I'll probably use the brush tip end for the jumper. So I'm just going to, and this is Old Olive. So these are all the colours that are in the paper that I've chosen to use. So I'm just going around the edge. You can see a little bit of his sleeve there behind the little bunny's ears, and I need to colour in that rib on the bottom of his sleeve. So let's see. So I'm not doing any shading. I'm just literally colouring. Let me just go back to the bullet tip end for his little cuff on his jumper. The rabbit, I think I'll leave white. I may just put a little bit of petal pink in his ears. And actually, I think I'm going to get one of my greys just to go over the bike a little bit. So, little bit of petal pink on the bunny ears. And light smoky slate on the bike. So I'm just going to try and keep within the lines on this bike and just colour those bits in grey. See how that looks. I think that looks okay actually. I don't think I need to add any more. So let's get rid of all the blends and all the rubbish, and I'm going to start to put this together and see how it looks. So I might need to bring that a bit further over because you can't see that it's a flag, and maybe just put that in there. A little bit of wet glue on here, like so. So I need about that much. So you can see there's a little stray bit there that needs to come out. So I'm just going to put just little dabs of glue, not a lot, only little dabs, because I'm going to stick the bear down on top with dimensionals and that'll kind of hold everything down anyway. So let's just put maybe this like this. Let me just bring in fact, let me get my silicone mat. And then it won't get glue all over my table. Let's put that down. Turn this over and just trim anything away that's hanging over the edge. And that's going to go on the front. So I'm going to stick that down and then try to position this so I've got kind of like an even border. Just turn it over, give it a rub from the back. And then my little bear, let's get some dimensionals. I've got all these end pieces of dimensional that I want to use up. So when you've picked all your dimensionals off your sheet, don't, throw them away, just cut around all the edges. That's all I do. And then you can use up every part of your dimensionals. Get rid of that now, bring this back in. Thinking maybe putting him like this. So you see a little bit of the flag and the green, and then you see a bit of this border. Then I need, because this is dark red, I'm going to bring in a piece of white to go on the inside. My card was what, 5.5, so if we do this 5 1/4, and it was 4 1/8, so that will be 3 7/8, hopefully, if I've got my maths right. That will go inside. I want to put a greeting on the inside, so friends like you make life a joy, I think I'll use, which is this one. And as I say, I've not used this set before, so this hasn't got the labels on. So for any of you that don't know, our cling stamps, which are like the red rubber, come with their own stickers. So the sticker sheet, on one side you can see the images very clear all the way through, and on the other you can't see them as good, but the images have got like a cut line in between them. So I need to find the one that says friends like you make life a joy. Peel that away, and then this just now will stick on there. Press it down, peel it up, and then the sticker is on the stamp. I'm just going to bring in a block, bring in my white, and stamp this in real red, I think. And me and real red tend to not go together very good because I tend to get it all over me. So just going to stamp a bit on the scrap just to see. That looks okay, so I'll put that like so, and then get rid of this red straight away. And I don't think I'm going to put anything else on that. I think I'm just going to stick that on the inside. So, being as though I've got my Tombow liquid glue out, I'll use that. And people ask me, why do I use different glues? I tend to go with Tombow because you kind of have a bit of wiggle room. But I also use our Stampin Seal, which is a dry adhesive, a lot. It's, you know, quicker for videos and it's got a really good stick on it. So I think now for this, let me see what embellishments we've got. So I've got these red rhinestone basic jewels. Find my take your pick tool. Got some putty on the end, bring some new putty up. So again, the take your pick tool, if you don't know, wind the end tight and the putty will start to come out, and then you loosen it off to stop the putty from carrying on coming out. And then these just pick up really easily. So I'm just going to put a couple of 3 rhinestones, I think. They say odd numbers are better, don't they? So let's do 3. So 3 rhinestones. Bring in a wink of Stella pen. Let me just try this out. Yeah, that's okay. So I think I'll just go over the green on his jumper. Give him a little bit of sparkle. Maybe on the bunny ears and on the bunny tail. That's cute. I like that. Okay, so there you go. What do you think? So, not sure how well you'll see his sparkle on his jumper, but it is there. Nice little shimmery, gentle sparkle. So we've got the thanks and in all different languages on the bottom, a piece of the Gingerbread Designer Series paper, a few bits of, you know, embellishments, layering, some red rhinestones, and the focal point is the cute bear with his little bunny friend on his bike. And then when you open it up, it just says, friends like you make life a joy. So that's it. I think it's turned out nice. I'll get this in the post and hopefully she'll like it. Video won't be a spoiler alert because by the time this video goes live on my channel, this will have been in the post and been received for, you know, maybe a couple of weeks. So if the person does happen to see this video, it will be after she's received this card. So anyway, that's my card for today. I hope you like it. There'll be a list of all the products that I've used in the description on the YouTube, underneath the YouTube video. And there'll also be a full list with the accompanying blog post over on my blog. So if you go to www.applelover53.co.uk and then click on blog, you'll find today's blog post. And again, all the products that I've used will be listed. So please give the video a thumbs up and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.